Would you believe me if I told you Rutgers came away with a 27-point win over an 11-1 team? I'm not sure that I would believe me. Let's get to it.
Okay, what is it tonight?
Rutgers comes away with an impressive win, 91-64, 27-point win. And no, those powder blue uniforms wasn't the University of North Carolina. It was Columbia. And I'll be honest, I was kind of surprised about this game. I talked about this in my preview, how Columbia does everything that could be problematic for us. They like to spread it out and drive to the basket. They love shooting threes. They are accurate shooters from the floor. They 75% from the free throw line. They like to play in the paint. They like to rebound. Everything that kind of gives us trouble. Nonetheless, we took care of business and played our most well-rounded game in the season. This was a good game. I know a lot of people will say, it's only Columbia, but this is exactly the kind of team that would give us a problem. Yes, it's the Ivy League, but, we saw what happened with Princeton. And Columbia plays a little more of a better transition game than Princeton, and we beat them by 27 points. I would be remiss if I didn't wish everybody a very happy New Year's Eve. The flipping or the turning of the calendar a little bit better to us this time with a win over Columbia. This is the type of game we need. We needed to play a well-rounded game. Everybody had to be involved. And it's not just because we won by 27 points. We did what we had to do. We took care of business at home. We led the whole game from the get-go right to the... we might have been down really early. Nonetheless, we led for virtually the entire game. But, we came out, Rutgers came out and did what they had to do. I'm going to get some coffee. We were ahead of most of the game. Once we started to stretch the leads into the double digits, Columbia would fight back. They'd hit some threes, and now it's back down to 8. And you're wondering, okay, is this going to be a game, last few minutes of the game, where it's a fight to the end? But we pulled away in the last 10, 12 minutes. And the three things that stuck out to me, and I'm not going to start off with Dylan Harper's triple-double, which was the first, I believe, since 1984. Roy Hinson, boy, that's a big deal. I can't believe nobody's had a triple-double since then. But here's the things that stuck out to me, why we were able to do what we did the way that we did it and control the game. And some bugaboos for us, at least the first couple of rebounds. We out-rebounded Princeton 41-29. Princeton's a good rebounding team. They like to play in the paint. This was big. We got 41 rebounds. We kind of been lackluster in getting out-rebounded and also not getting very many. So that was a good job. Steals, 11-3. Princeton or Columbia likes their transition game, but we were the one that had 11 steals to 3. So we kind of we flipped the script on them a little bit. And the turnovers along those lines, 14-4. So when you could have 8 more steals and 10 less turnovers, that's a recipe for success. It was us that transitioned well going to the basket. It was that one alley-oop from Dylan Ace Bailey in the first half. That was, a really good highlight reel. That was really fun to watch. A JaMychal Davis sighting. He wasn't just in there for energy and defense. He had double-digit points. He had 11 points, 3 rebounds, 7 assists. So he contributed in more than just intangible ways and playing defense. Let's get through some stats here. Ogboli had 3 points, 5 rebounds. Ace really good game. You know, it's a little bit overshadowed by Dillon's double-double, but we kind of said, you know, from half to half, to game, these guys will be flipping back and forth insofar as who is the key guy or getting the spotlight. 24 points, 8 rebounds, and assist. He had this, you know, he has these moves where he throws a shot up and you're like, what the heck is he doing? He goes, and he had one of these crazy spin moves, hoists the ball up that went into the basket from, you know, he must have been 8-10 feet down. It was unbelievable. Dillon had 16 points, 11 rebounds, all of them defensive, by the way. So that's really good work by him. 12 assists, so that's his triple-double. Jeremiah Williams is kind of feisty, 9 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. Lathan Somerville, his usual workman-like game, 11 points, 5 rebounds. Dirk Hack, he was a little off. You know, he was 1 for 5 shooting, but he still brings game to the court. 5 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist. Tyson Acuff, he got 15 minutes of play, and, you know, he had 6 points, 3 rebounds, and assists. You kind of like to see that. PJ Hayes got 10 minutes in. He 3 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists in 10 minutes. Only 1 for 5 shooting. I think Brian Fonseca from the Rutgers rant said, you know, he doesn't even mind that. He needs to be out there. And Zach Martini need to be out there getting their shots, because these are the guys that are the 40-point, 3-point shooters. And speaking of Zach, 0 points, 10 minutes, 0 for 2 from 3. He is still in witness protection, but we have Peter Noble coming off the bench and hitting a three-pointer for 3 points. Nonetheless, we did what we had to do, and they played their best all-around game. But they have a lot of work going into the Big Ten. So we're near the bottom within Minnesota at 8-5. Although we're 1-1 in the Big Ten, Minnesota and somebody else is 0-2. So we're technically not at the bottom of the conference. Nonetheless, next when the calendar flips, we have a game in Indiana. Boy, I got to tell you, the guys at, especially Brian Fonseca, they refer to 10-3 Indiana as a program in disarray. You know, I'd like to be in disarray at 10-3. You know, Mike Woodson, you know, he tends to have an up-and-down coaching experience. No big wins on their schedule. They beat South Carolina, who's really good. I think South Carolina might be 10-3, and they beat Miami, who was thought to be a top 25 program. I think they're like 8-4. But this coming month, we play 3 ranked teams. It's going to be a slog, and it's probably, I mean, Indiana's beatable, but it's probably going to get a slog. Say we beat Indiana, and we're starting to feel good about ourselves. We feel good about this win, a dominating all-around win against Columbia. We go in and we beat Indiana. We're now 9-5. You know, then you come up against Wisconsin and Purdue, who I think are 10-3 and 9-4. I could smack you right back down to reality. So this is going to be a tough month. I've said 1,000 times, we're going to have to go 12-6. Minimum 20 wins. If you're 20-11, you know, with half the Big Ten going to the tournament or more, we're going to have, that means 12-6 in the Big Ten, and that's going to be really hard. I don't think we play enough defense in the Big Ten. Oddly as it seems, in the past when we had those grinded out kind of teams that played great defense, you can go on a run because you had those guys who were all veterans who played well together, played good defense, played good team defense. They locked you down. We're going to have to outscore people, and this is outside our comfort zone, or at least Steve Pikel's comfort zone. At least it has been in the past. So, you know, this might kind of be the recipe. Remember in the past, we'd struggle to hit, you know, score 70 points. We scored 91 last night. Problem is, we've been giving up. You know, we lost Alabama 95-90. But once the calendar flips, January is the season. That's the month. In the past, if we were able to beat everybody and then have like a 500 record in the Big Ten, we'd be set. Okay. We're ready to go. Tournament time. We can't go 500. If we're, if we go, we're 8-5 now. We go 9-9, and we're 17-14. It's a minimum of 20 wins. 12-6. That's the number. If we can build up our momentum and teamwork, and we were fluid last night. Obviously, that's not going to happen. We were able to do things against Columbia that we haven't been able to do well. Now the challenge is to do those every night. Yeah, Princeton threw up a lot of threes, and they shot 37-38%. We need to get better. I think we were at 32-33% last night. 66-67% from the foul line. We're starting to slide back now after a good start to the season. Those things are going to matter, especially in the Big Ten, especially if it's a dogfight at the end of the game. Continue to rebound. Continue to get everybody involved. Continue to hit your shots, rebound, and not get dominated in the paint. I'm not even going to say win the paint. Once the Big Ten starts, it's a whole other thing. But play well in the paint, and we have a chance. That's all you can ask for is a chance. As I've said, 12-6. That would be the turnaround of all turnarounds for our Rutgers basketball program to do that. Nonetheless, everybody enjoy a happy new year. Hope you enjoyed the Columbia win and look forward to Indiana, and have a very safe, happy, and joyous, celebratory 2025 New Year.